also upset that the post Southside Cheiff Emmanuel ended up making a post. Yep. I hope that he takes that down because I still released the interview. I just didn't have the time to really think it through. Like, man, like I didn't want to mess up the relationship with Dolo.
How much you paid Cheiff for his sit down?
I didn't.
Oh, he's not worth the 5?
He's worth every penny. He's worth every penny for sure.
Every penny of 0?
No, every penny of what he's built for sure. He's built something magnificent. That's why you're here, not on the Wiseman Show.
It ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip, now I'm on top. I'm Southside Cheiff, homie, yeah. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me? I'm so churched up, I'm the last man standing, but I went first up. Most hated, they don't say it when I roll up. The things that people say about me, they don't say close up. Check it.
You ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Another episode of Minnesota's #1 daily show live on Lake Street. We got a special guest in the building.
Appreciate that.
Prince Kumi is here.
Appreciate that.
So, my first question for you is, what makes you want to come do this show? A show that you seemingly for the last year have used on your own platform seemingly in a negative light.
It takes everything in me to not come across the other side of this table and introduce myself to you. But I know that whatever that means.
What do you mean by come across the other side of this table?
I leave that up for interpretation.
Wait, so you're starting this interview by telling me that you want to fight me?
I wouldn't say that. I would say that I would like to introduce myself to you. I think a lot of people in St. Paul would like to introduce themselves to you.
And what's the reason for that?
You.
What's me?
I mean, the way you represent journalism, in some instances.
You definitely don't watch the show then.
In some instances, it's tacky.
Give me one instance.
You got on this show and said that you hate white people.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I just sat down with a very prominent black leader and asked him if that made sense to him, and he said it did.
For a white man to say that he hate white people,
mm-hmm.
If I got on front of this camera and I said that I hate black people, I probably would lose all my credibility.
That you just compared apples to oranges.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think I answered your question. But
right, but I don't get what is your disdain with me saying that I don't like white people?
I mean, you would have to make that make sense. A white man saying that he doesn't like white people.
Well, I mean, you live in the same world I do.
I mean, I've already answered that question. But I think also Live on Lake Street is a black-owned company. Obviously, you guys got a partnership. However you guys do that,
right.
I really respect Southside Cheiff Emmanuel. Emmanuel, I'm very spiritual. Emmanuel means God with us. And so I believe that with the right messaging, it says that the message grabs hold of every ear it gets whispered in. I think with the right messaging, we can get Southside Cheiff to open up the funnel for St. Paul and also change the direction of the platform.
What do you mean by open up the funnel? Like we're very inclusive. Like nobody over here is blackballing St. Paul. Like
there's a lot of prominent people in St. Paul.
A lot of my favorite artists are from St. Paul.
There's a lot of prominent people in St. Paul who would pay and love to be on this platform.
Okay.
And to have a funnel to a direct line to St. Paul from the best journalists in St. Paul would be in Southside Cheiff's best interest. Emmanuel, God with us.
I don't understand. Well, two things. One, I don't understand what is your disdain with me?
I don't have a disdain.
What have I done to you?
I don't have a disdain with you personally. I think that what you do is so. On the one hand, I think that your journalism is tacky, but then on the other hand,
you still haven't answered why it's tacky because I said I don't like white people.
And then on the other hand, I think that your journalism is necessary for the culture. You've helped push this culture forward. You know, and that right there is admirable.
Right, but I don't understand so your only issue with me is one that I'm white and two that I've said that I don't like white people.
I mean, I don't know if you being white has a big factor to do with anything. I think that your journalism in a lot of ways is tacky.
You keep saying my journalism. Explain to me what the fuck you're talking about.
I mean, when you talk about what you did with Dub J when he was up here, that was
I did with Dub J?
I mean, just the way that you center your questions, I think that they present a problem for St. Paul. And what we have going to St. Paul is sacred to me.
What is? I don't understand. What? So wait. So now, so you're doing the thing that people outside of journalism do. You're supposed to be a journalist, so you're supposed to be on my team. You're supposed to be on my side. Dub J answers questions how he answers questions.
Mm-hmm.
It's my job to ask them.
Right.
So I ask questions, and then the way he answers them is my fault.
I mean,
go talk to Dub J. Interview Dub J then.
I mean, what you did in the barbershop world, you know, you created a rift in the barbershop world.
In the barbershop world.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What did I do in the barbershop world?
I mean, let's just document what you did. But I mean, there's real barbers who deserve flowers. You know, there's real barbers who deserve.
Giving a lot of them flowers.
I mean, I'm not saying that you haven't. A shout out to Akeem, he's been up here. But I mean, there's barbers like B Cole, Fat Man, who's my daughter's goddad.
And what is your point?
Chapman.
What's
a lot
your
of
point?
Different barbers, you know, that's really pushing the.
Oh, so you're upset with me because I haven't interviewed every fucking barber?
No, I mean, it's not your job. We got other platforms like Motivational Hustle, Say No More, Top 3.
What about them?
We all could do that work.
You are talking in circles, bro. You are making no sense. You're not answering my question.
What's your question?
You're upset with me because of what I did in the barber world.
I think that you,
which is a wild thing to say because I didn't do anything in the barber world.
I think that you caused a lot of rifts, unnecessary rifts for no reason.
How did I do that?
The way you ask questions.
The way I ask questions.
Absolutely.
So, first of all, I have interviewed more barbers than any other platform. Personally, I've had multiple barbers on my previous platform and on this platform.
Shout out to the Wiseman Show.
I have relationships with many barbers. My wife is a barber.
Right.
So what you're saying right now it holds zero weight. It makes no sense.
I mean, there's real barbers in the barber industry that deserves flowers like New York, out of St. Paul, Tiffany, Don Julio.
This is what you came here for? To talk name drop barbers?
I mean, not to name drop barbers, but to interview. I'm just live on Lake Street.
Right, but you're not answering the questions.
I'm answering your questions.
No, you're telling me names of barbers.
St. Paul.
Explain to me how I personally created a rift in the barber world.
I mean,
you mean I created a rift in your world?
No,
you ain't like that.
No, I don't think that. I think that
you became selfish.
No, I think that you did 1,500 views in the barber world, predominantly because of Prince Kumi. Unnecessarily, when the barber industry is booming right now, we got barbers that's starting barber schools. We got barbers that starting YouTube channels. We got barbers that's just with LeBron, Melly P out there in Atlanta.
Yeah, I've interviewed Melly. I have a personal relationship with Melly.
Shout out to Melly P out there. He was out there
great.
for LeBron's birthday.
Right.
I mean, there's real stuff going on.
And Melly will sit in front of your face and tell you that you're wrong about me. So stop. You're bringing up names of people that I have relationships with, that I've interviewed. So
shout out to Ephraim. I mean, he just took over Privilege too.
That's great. All that is great.
Man,
Shout out to
amazing.
them. That's wonderful. And guess what? This platform isn't going anywhere. So all of those people may or may not get an interview at some point. Yeah. We haven't interviewed everybody.
Absolutely.
So that's one. Two, you just try to take credit for view. Here we are again. You doing the same thing that you were doing back then, and you're still talking about it, still thinking about it. You are taking credit for the views on an interview from a barber. I didn't say your name. She didn't say your name. Your name was not mentioned. You don't get to take credit for that. The only reason that you were even mentioned in that story is because you mentioned yourself.
Shout out to Mama Barber too. Mama Barber, she's doing her thing, man. I accidentally had a schedule conflict, so I couldn't get her on my platform. She's amazing. I mean, Marty over there at A1 Cuts. I mean, these are a lot of St. Paul women barbers who deserve a platform.
What are we doing right now?
We're having a conversation, and I'm giving the proper people their roses.
You're trying to be cute, and I don't understand it.
I don't know if it's being cute. I think that it's responsible journalism. This is a platform, a big, huge platform, especially in the African American community.
So what's
and people need their roses while they're here, while they can smell them. I mean, I would rather have if I'm interviewing a barber.
You want me to give you a shout out segment at the end where you can shout out everybody? I
would rather have a platform that told barbers like, man, we see what you're doing. I mean, OG Eddie, he just opened up Faded Uptown. You know, like just doing this thing. Like a lot of people that's making
love barbers,
pivotal changes in the barber community. So it's just like the barber community.
Love the barber community.
We shouldn't shout out to digitalflyers.com too. They definitely sponsor my presence. You know, digitalflyers.com is the largest flyer directory. I'm not going. I just know how to. We
get that you're upset about the Brittany D interview.
I'm not upset about that. That's one of my best friends. She's held my daughter.
That's great.
I think that she.
Yes, you're
I
upset.
think that there's just other barbers,
you're
like
upset
barbers
about
that's really out there that we could
Yeah.
really highlight.
For sure. You could highlight them today if you want to.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I'm saying on your platform. You could have them on your platform.
I'm a guest right now. We're sharing platform.
Right.
On
You're a
Southside Chief's
guest.
platform.
You're a guest, and all you're doing is shouting out other barbers, and we're not getting anywhere.
That's cool. We can go to the next question. I'm having a rebrand events.
Right. So I went to the next question.
What's the next question?
I asked you, why are you upset about the Brittany D interview?
I'm not upset about the Brittany D interview. I care less about it. More like I wouldn't waste a second even talking about Brittany D interview or
You brought it up.
I didn't bring it up. I mean, but I give her flowers too. She came a long way.
You just said that we got 1,500 views on her interview because of you.
I mean, I'm not saying
So
it.
you brought it up.
Well, let me clarify.
Or did we get 1,500 views on an interview because of her?
I think that we got 1,500 views on that interview because it was so controversial versus just giving her flowers as a barber, somebody who.
You didn't watch the episode, huh?
I watched as much as I could tolerate.
Right.
I watched as much as I could tolerate.
So did you hear any of the part where she got her flowers, or
towards the end, I seen
any of that?
Yeah, I seen that towards
Okay.
the end for sure.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, she deserves them for
It's
sure.
her interview. She cared. It was her narrative.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And she chose to do it.
Absolutely.
And whatever y'all chose to do with the interview that you did with her,
Yeah.
not my business.
Right.
Don't care.
Mhm.
That's on you. That's on her. That's on y'all. So this whole rift is because you think something happened that didn't happen.
Well, no,
And so now I'm here to tell you that it didn't happen.
I'm not even worried about that no more. We so far advanced. We got rebranding events. I'm positioning myself to
Okay,
start
Prince Kumi, what's the rebrand about?
The rebrand events is, thank you for asking. So we having rebrand events where, we're teaching people financial literacy, and we getting the black community together, all our best thinkers, all our best thought leaders, all our best journalists.
All your best barbers?
Even the barbers, like our best talent. We trying to get them in one room in a networking space and really compete against Atlanta. Right now, Atlanta is leading in the financial literacy space, and we need to try to close that gap because they already beat us in the entertainment industry for the most part because of tacky journalism. But if we could clean some stuff up.
Do you know how dumb you sound when you sit here and tell me that I'm a tacky journalist when you're on my platform? You wanted to come sit here with me. So why did you choose to come sit here with a tacky journalist?
Because two things could be true. On the one hand, there's some things about you that are tacky, but then there's some things about you that are
There's
admirable.
nothing about me that's tacky.
Okay.
You're incorrect.
I could see how you could say that you're Jake Faircloth. I mean, we're the two of the biggest journalists in the state.
No, I am the biggest. You are not even close to second.
That's why I'm here.
Right. So you came here to use the platform?
I came here because I was invited to
But then
come on
t-
the
but
platform.
then t- but
you
then
have
tell
to be
me-
you have to be a part of the who's to be invited onto a platform.
Right, but then
especially a platform like this.
or are you just here because it's going to be good controversy?
I mean, but that too, whatever it is. But you have to be somebody, and,
Right.
and obviously I earned that. And I'm the face of St. Paul, and you might be the face of Minneapolis if it's not Trap Right Malik. I don't know, but I mean, I know that for sure that I'm the face of St. Paul. Shout out to Say No More. Shout out to Top 3. We're pushing a hard line in the podcast space.
What's your favorite interview?
Shout out to
What's your
FOD.
favorite Say No More interview?
The one that he did with the Rose young lady, the rapper. That's the one. That's the only one that I watched. But he just did one with NLU, Migo. I think that was a good one too. That's
But you didn't watch that one.
That's St. Paul Gold. I seen the trailer, but that's St. Paul Gold. Him talking about with the YSL thing going on. Them talking about RICO indictments and stuff like that. He's pushing a hard line. I don't know.
I don't think you watch other platforms.
I don't watch him as much. I don't watch him as much as I should. But I watch mine.
What's your favorite interview? What's your favorite Live on Lake Street episode?
The one with Free God Savvy. Shout out to Free God Savvy.
You just name dropped the person that you know.
Shout out to Free God Savvy. He did this thing up here. Shout out to Taylor Rouge, Hollywood.
Yeah, you're proving that you don't actually know what
I just watched the one girl too, Nicara Forget, and the audio was bad. And
that was like the third interview we ever did.
That's what I liked about it. So I could see the growth that you guys made. So I have watched some of those episodes. Like that was the recent one I watched. I just was on a show with her, and I ran into Melvin Carter, who I also cut his hair. And in 2040, I will be running for mayor for St. Paul. I got to get that out there.
Why 2040?
I'll be 40 years old that year. So we putting everything into place. We thinking 10 years ahead right now. Shout out to OGMG too, Danny Givens.
Yeah,
teaching me the game.
So you mentioned bad audio. What happened to Cheiff's interview?
Oh man, listen. That's a good question that you brought that up, man. Man, Cheiff, man, I think
what
that
happened was the mics and
No, but with that situation in that interview, Cheiff had.
That was your latest interview, right?
Yep, that was the last time I did an interview.
So you're going backwards. We're going forwards.
So Cheiff, man, he Cheiff, I'm very professional, so that ain't gonna bother me.
What happened with the episode?
You got to step it up. That's tacky.
What happened with the episode?
But shout out to Emmanuel, man. It means God with us. But with us? What I was gonna say was our team spent about $500 to get Dolo in a room, and we invested a lot of money to build that relationship. And Southside Cheiff, in that interview, he said that he called Dolo weird. And he said a couple things like that. And I just didn't want to jeopardize that relationship that I built with Dolo. Now, mind you, I told Southside, I said, or Emmanuel, God with us, I told him that I said, hey, let's table this interview. Let's shelve this interview for a second. And let me get some consultation to see if it's okay to release. And I found out that I was wrong. If you come on my platform, whatever you say, you should be able to speak your mind. So, I mean, I was wrong in that situation. But we did release that interview.
What do you mean you spent $500 to get Dolo in a room?
We took him to Baltimore, like a dinner.
And did what?
Networked with him, trying to build a relationship. This is the biggest
You
promoter.
paid Dolo $500 to sit down and talk to him?
Absolutely. He deserves it even more. I wish I could have paid what it really cost to get him at the dinner. Absolutely. This is Dolo Harris.
Yeah, Dolo's great. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I would have paid whatever the ticket cost to get him in a room, and I didn't want to ruin that relationship by having somebody on there saying something salacious. But at the end of the day, maybe Southside Cheiff or Emmanuel, God with us, maybe he knows him more than I knew. But I think that was wrong. I think that I should have went about that situation differently. But I was also upset that the post Southside Cheiff Emmanuel ended up making a post.
Yep.
I hope that he takes that down because I still released the interview. I just didn't have the time to really think it through. Like, man, like I didn't want to mess up the relationship with Dolo.
How much you paid Cheiff for his sit down?
I didn't.
Oh, he's not worth the $5?
He's worth every penny. He's worth every penny for sure.
Every penny of zero?
No, every penny of what he's built for sure. He's built something magnificent. That's why you're here, not on the Wiseman Show. Make sure you put that in the intro.
I mean, that's not true,
but going on to the next thing, shout out to the clothing lines in St. Paul too.
You didn't answer why the audio was so bad on that.
Wasted
episode.
Life and Closet Freak, they just collaborated, so that's dope.
What happened to the audio on the Cheiff episode?
The audio's there. What do you mean?
What were the audio from the mics, the microphones?
The audio, we didn't have a problem with the audio. We didn't have a problem with the audio.
Well, I watched the episode. It was not.
Like,
the audio was terrible.
I mean,
it was hard to listen to.
I mean, if it's hard to listen to, I mean, one of the best things that we can do is we can continue to build the platform out, or we can collaborate. And
it just seemed like you sabotaged Cheiff. That's what it looked like to me.
Oh, not at all. He doesn't even feel that way. He didn't even feel that way.
I mean, that post sounded a little different to me.
I mean, I think that's authentic to who he is, but I think that like off camera, he's a different person than what we've seen on camera. You know, just from what I felt with him, he's been with my family. You know, he brought a very influential person, the owner of Studio 4, to my platform. Mm-hmm. I don't think that the person that we see on camera, Southside Cheiff, I don't think that that's the person that I'm trying to get to know. Emmanuel, God with us. Mm. This all spiritual. I know who you were. I've been knew who you were since when I met you, when I seen you. I know who you are. You've been this way since the beginning of the time.
Well,
they know what I said.
Please tell me about me.
I just did. You've been this way since the beginning of the time. You're the author of confusion.
Ben, what way?
The way you are. But getting to the thing, shout out to Wasted Life. You know, shout out to Closet Freak. They just collaborated, clothing designers. St. Paul really needs somebody to give them their flowers. St. Paul really needs somebody to be a liaison to Minneapolis so that Minneapolis can know what we got going on. We got athletes. Shout out to Roosevelt Scott. Shout out to Brandon Bell. Shout out to Jordan Jet.
Yeah.
We got talent out there in St. Paul.
Yeah, we have talent all over the place.
Absolutely.
In Minnesota.
Absolutely.
The whole state of Minnesota.
Just the whole state for sure.
Yeah. I don't really separate the two.
I don't separate them either. But
you've done nothing but separate them.
I didn't separate them, and that's tacky journalism. What I'm doing is I'm a journalist for
Bro,
St. Paul.
listen to me.
So my job is to highlight St. Paul.
Listen to me.
Go ahead.
You have said tacky journalism to me 370 times since the start of this episode. I want to remind you, you started this episode by threatening me
and
then threatening me for other people. And I'm tacky. You said you want to
well,
come across the table and introduce yourself
yeah,
to me.
yeah.
And other people in St. Paul do too? So you speak for other people in St. Paul?
Well, no, I know that I'm on live on Lake Street, and I needed to make sure that I get my views up. So, I mean, that's not how I really feel, but I know that it's Jake Faircloth. When you come on Jake Faircloth's show, you got to do the Jack. Hey, Jack, like Jay Estate did. You're Jack. You're really Jack. But, I mean, we have to do that just because this is live on Lake Street. It's not a prestigious platform when you're dealing with Jake Faircloth. Now, if I became a liaison with Emmanuel, the people that would come on, the people that can actually impact change, it'll be more prestigious.
So you want my spot?
Platform. I don't want your spot. I want a segment with Emmanuel to funnel St. Paul talent through the platform. I don't want nothing to do with you. This is all about building a relationship with Southside Cheiff. But I do respect what you do because we need that.
If you don't want anything to do with me, that's the door's right fucking there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's true, but I would like to finish my interview and get my agenda.
Right, but you're talking me out of giving a fuck. I don't care.
We knew everyone in this industry knows how you and I feel about each other. This is the best journalist from St. Paul.
No, they don't, because you don't know. You don't even know how I feel about you.
Who?
You don't even know. So how could everybody know?
This is the industry. I'm one of the biggest faces.
You don't know how I feel about you. You cannot speak for me because you don't know, and I've never told you.
Well, you're right. I don't know how you feel about me.
So how the fuck could everybody else know?
I mean, it's obvious. This is going to do numbers.
What's obvious is you have been doing nothing but shouting out barbers and clothing lines and talking out of your ass this whole episode.
I would love to talk about some of the St. Paul artists.
Great.
Move forward.
Who's your favorite St. Paul artist? Not your favorite now, your favorite all time.
Man, I want to give the album of the year. Album of the year goes to from a journalistic standpoint, has to go to OGMG Danny Givens in terms of what he was able to do with that project. Man, he just dropped a project. The best artist got to be Free God. The best song got to be Push the Gas.
Free God Savvy is not from St. Paul, sir.
Free God Savvy, Free God Savvy definitely is from St. Paul. But he definitely he's probably artist of the year.
Free God Savvy is from Louisiana.
Okay. He represents St. Paul in Minnesota.
Yeah. Can you give me somebody? I love Free God. He's a phenomenal
Push the
artist.
Gas by what's the young blood name right there? What's his name? Push the Gas. I can't think of his name. You got my mind all over the place.
You're letting St. Paul down right now.
No.
Bad.
Rilla World K, man. Shout out to, that was the best song of the year. Shout out to Skrillante 2 years ago. He had a crazy album project. What was that called? Pick of the Litter. Man, gassing out the blue, man. We got some talent out there where we from. DB the Roster about to come out with Golden Tears. And Elio Skeet just did Off the Porch. Man, we pushing in St. Paul. We really pushing. I mean, you got Louis Blaze, you got Juice Lord. I mean, you got, Rocky. Corner Boy, my brother. Tarzan, Westside, Kobe, Couple Grand, Hit 'em UP, Rax, MOB. They just dropped a Freaky Frog drink. I'm going on rants. I'm giving out flowers. Shout out to Michi Curry. He came on our platform. He gave me my first 1,000 views.
Talking about what?
Talking about... Shout out to Coochie Man with the dance. We ain't got time for that, girl. Shout out to Goldie Banks.
You are a wild
man. Shout
guy.
out to Cody Mexico. Shout out to Cloud9 Birdo. Man,
not a rant, by the way.
We doing good. This is a rant for me.
You're just saying names.
It's a rant for me. I'm giving the flowers to the people that I seen really.
You're just saying names.
That I seen really just doing their thing, man. My brother Corner Boy. He
you
got
had Tarzan
coming out
on Prince
I
Kumi
haven't
Live?
had Tarzan coming up, but
Juice Lord?
That's my mud brother. Juice Lord is my brother from St. Paul for sure.
He been on your platform?
No, they haven't been on my platform. My journalism expands just interviews.
DB? You interviewed DB before?
Nope. But I'm probably gonna go behind the scenes and be in his
Louis?
house. I know DB personally.
Louis Blaze?
Louis Blaze was just at Rebrand 2. He did a performance for us.
Right.
Yeah. So,
but you haven't interviewed any of them. You haven't given any of them your platform.
When you talk about giving them the interview, like I give them my presence, I give them my energy. They know me. They love me.
That's great. But how does that help them?
I'm helping them now. It's my time to shine.
You have a platform. You're a journalist. You're supposed to have these guys on your platform.
When you talk
they
about,
won't do it.
When you talk about a marathon, we building something. We building something that's gonna last 100 years.
They don't want to come sit with you.
We
just say that.
We building something that's gonna last 100 years. They don't necessarily want to come sit with you. They won't, especially when we build our infrastructure.
This is how I know you're talking out of your ass. Bro, all the people I just named I have personal relationships with.
I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about the guys that I have personal relationships with that I named.
Including the guys you just named.
You don't know Corner Boy.
No, I don't.
And that's what I'm saying. Once we build out our infrastructure,
I know DB.
I do too. I've known them longer
I
than you.
know Louis.
But this ain't what we've.
I know Juice. I know all these.
We both are the two biggest journalists.
Right, but what I'm saying is you're saying shit to me about me that not only is inaccurate, but all the people that you're name dropping also know it's inaccurate.
Right.
So the things that you're saying about me are not true. They're not accurate. You are just here to text, apparently.
No, I'm not here to text. I'm making sure that I get all the flowers out that I came for. I didn't come here to have a...
Right. All those guys have gotten their flowers here.
That's cool, but I'm talking about through the lips and the voice of Prince Kumi. I'm an instrument for my people.
That's wonderful.
You could tell. They could tell where I'm going. You could tell where I'm going. I'm sitting right here.
I can't tell where you're going.
I'm sitting right here because I earned it.
Again, you are saying shit that you think that I know, but you're wrong. I can tell where you're going?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't. I can't.
The whole city can tell.
What city?
Both. Man, shout out to Minneapolis.
There's a lot of cities.
Shout out to Minneapolis. They showed me, I mean, when you say Brooklyn Park and all these other different places, I'm just going to encompass all that with Minneapolis. But shout out to Minneapolis. They showed me a lot of love.
Yeah.
Monarch, Exchange, Gold Room. I don't pay to get in these places. They say that's Prince Kumi, let him in. That's just me, you know, and it means the world to me. And I don't have to have a white face to do that.
That's what's up.
And I appreciate that. I've earned this off of just hard work and reputation. And
what should I do about being white, in your opinion?
You shouldn't. It's nothing that you can do.
Oh.
You was born that way.
Okay.
It's nothing that you can do, and I don't think that your skin
So when I go to Monarch and they want to let me in for free, I should say no, sir, I'm white. Here's my entry fee, or what?
No, I think that's tacky. I think that you're trying to get me to say something or believe something.
No, I'm trying to make you understand that what you're saying is dumb as shit.
I mean,
that's it. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying that there's people who are white that are reasonable and responsible and allies.
I'm one of them. That's what I'm saying is you're talking crazy because what you're saying, if you think that that's not true about me, you have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
I mean, I don't know if that's, I don't know. I think a lot of people have opinions about you. And I think that a lot of people have opinions about me.
And that's okay with me.
And that's okay with me.
I have
two of the biggest journalists.
I have
two of the
no
biggest journalists
problem.
in Minnesota.
I have no problem people having an opinion about me.
Me neither.
But if you're going to sit in front of my face and tell me an inaccurate opinion, an opinion that's not true about me,
right,
then I'm going to tell you that.
Right.
Or should I just sit here and let you think some dumb foul shit about me that's not true?
I mean, I don't think the interview is supposed to be about me. So when you do an interview, you're supposed to ask me questions about me. And I'm not here
but
to...
But you know that I didn't even want to do this interview. I don't like you.
So did you just say earlier that you did? I don't know how you felt. We both know that we don't like each other, but we know that this is good for the industry. So the reason why I came here is because I know it's good for the industry.
Maybe it is, but I'm an authentic human being. And the truth is I was hoping we could sit down here and maybe have a good conversation and maybe change my opinion on you, and that is not happening. It's not going to happen.
I mean, that's fine. You're not the gatekeeper here.
I don't want to be a gatekeeper.
I mean, you're not. You don't have any real influence here. We're giving you our platform. We're giving you our voice in our city with our craft and our culture.
Who's giving me a platform?
We are.
Who's we?
We are. It's Emmanuel with us. He was born Emmanuel. His name is Emmanuel. That means with God with us.
Okay, so what you're saying is you and Cheiff are partners, and y'all.
I'm not saying.
Or am I the host of Live on Lake Street?
You're definitely the host of Live on Lake Street. You're definitely the co-partner in Live on Lake Street. You definitely have equity in Live on Lake Street.
Oh, okay.
No one can erase that from you. I'm not saying that about you. But at any given time, when Southside Cheiff wants to bring the city together, and
he did want to do that,
and it's not too late for that. But once he
did want to do that. He did that, and he chose me to do it.
And I get that, but I'm saying, but he has the ability to put all the podcast
because much like all the people that you have named, he's one of the people that knows that what you're saying about me, all this bullshit, not true.
And it's good.
It's inaccurate.
And it's good for TV. But anyway, once Southside Cheiff decides to stand on his role as somebody who's been on TMZ, as somebody who has a resume as deep as his, and somebody who has the skill set as deep as his to put together like what Motivation to Hustle tried to do, and put all the podcast platforms together, and bring all that ingenuity together, we're gonna go way further. And a lot of it has to do with everybody trying to wrap their arms around you. You're the problem in terms of all the platforms coming together. No one likes you. That's just the truth. But the thing about it is, to your advantage. Hold on. To your advantage. I mean, we need you. We need a white person to do what the white people do.
You want to know what's funny?
And I don't say that from a racial lens. I'm saying what you see, what they do in the media industry from the beginning of the time. We need that.
I'm hearing the influence of all these other people coming out of your mouth.
Once we get Trap Right, Motivational Hustle, Prince Kumi Live, Top 3 Podcast, Say No More, Live on Lake Street, and FOD all in the same room, we're gonna grow.
Listen, I want to be very clear about this. I'm going to say this for the camera, for the mic. Okay? For the camera and for the mic so everybody can hear this. I have zero problem with Wayne on Say No More podcast.
Shout out to Wayne.
I have zero problem with Fresh or Tony on Motivation to Hustle. I love the Boy Girl podcast, everybody involved with it. The Wholesome podcast, I'm new to. I like them a lot. I like White Table Talks. I think he's better than you by about a fucking million miles. So for you to say you're number 2 is wild, because he might be better than me. So that's all that.
He said that you look like you had dreads or something.
So all that, I like all of those people. All of those people have had my support for many, many years.
Right.
And have supported me for many, many years.
Right.
It wasn't until I came here, that those guys started having a problem with me. The only person in the media industry in Minnesota that I don't like is you, and it's not because of your journalism. It's not because of your journalism.
But that's what.
It's because you're a narcissist, and you don't know what you're doing, and you're trying to do some shit that isn't working, and now you're here trying to portray that on this platform.
It's not working.
And I know that you're going to have your little minions that support you unconditionally that are going to come here and they're, no, Jake's this, Jake's that, Kumi's right. I know they're coming, and that's fine.
Appreciate that.
That's
Shout
fine. I don't mind them at all. But the truth of the matter is, the person you are portraying me to be is absolutely inaccurate. And the people that know me, which is many people that you've mentioned, know that that's true. Mm-hmm. So as long as those people love me and support me and care about me, I'm good. But you're not going to come here on my platform and tell me who I am, because you don't know me.
Right.
You don't know me. And you didn't dislike me until this little Britty situation, which lets me know a lot about you. And that's when I decided, this guy, not for me. Out. And why I didn't want to do this interview. And yes, we chose to allow you to come up here because, yes, I felt like it would be entertaining, and I wanted to say some of this shit to your face. And you have done nothing, to change my mind whatsoever since you've been sitting
I don't
there.
know how much your mind's changing has to do with anything. You're not a valid source or
no, I absolutely am.
My name is Prince Kumi, and one of the biggest things that our platform is trying to do is do blue check verification. So we're trying to get artists, thought leaders, entrepreneurs blue check verified. We have a very
you can pay for that now.
We have a systematic way to do that. So if there's an artist, entrepreneur, thought leader, or anybody doing anything influential that needs to have blue check verification, we have a very strategic way to go about doing that, and we have the means to get the right publications to do that. Again, this is live on Lake Street, so you got to give the people the entertainment, the jostling back and forth with a intellectual and an idiot. But I mean, this is what it's for. It's for the fun. It's entertaining. But I mean, at the end of the day, when the camera's cut off, I really respect what you do as a journalist. I think that what you're doing is the best. I've given you flowers over the phone personally. I told you where I think you stand in the journalism sector. I am right behind you. And the only reason why anyone would put you at one is because of Emmanuel. God with us. He makes you look larger than life. If you were something, you would still be on the Wiseman show.
I was number 1 when I was on the Wiseman show, too.
Listen, Georgia Ford is number 1. Period. You're not. You know.
What about Brianna Edwards?
I mean, they'll
or is it what's her name?
Kia. I mean, these are people we're in the urban space.
What's her name again?
Kia Edwards. I don't know.
Kia?
I don't know. I don't
or is that a car?
I don't know. I've never met her. I've seen her through you guys' platform. I'm from St. Paul. Shout out to Georgia Fort again. Somebody who has inspired me, somebody who's been on my platform.
Who do you think should be in my chair?
It shouldn't necessarily be in your chair. It should be segments. You know, it should be Southside Cheiff showing, like I said, us coming together, like Joe Budden said. And
what are you talking about segments?
Hold on, time out. So the podcast space coming together, like Joe Budden said, and Earn Your Leisure.
Y'all didn't invite us to the fucking round table. I would have came.
Shout out to Motivational Hustle. They put that together.
Yeah, I would have
came. All of us, like after this is done, you know, all of us come together. We stop playing around and trying to see who's bigger. And we come together. And
I don't actually give a fuck.
I do. because this can, in 100 years from now, this can change my son's life. It could change Cheiff's son's
doing
life.
this for the wrong reasons.
Legacy is for the wrong reasons. Shout out to Fat Man. Shout out to the Legacy
You're a
Barber
barber,
Lounge.
bro. Stay in the barbershop.
What are you?
This.
What are you?
I am a fucking podcaster. I am a host. I am a person that was born to sit and talk into a microphone. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I don't care. I'm doing this regardless.
Right.
I didn't ask Cheiff to be a part of this.
Right.
I didn't say, hey, what's up with Live on Lake Street?
Right.
Can we bring that back? Bro, I was done.
Right.
I was done with the Wiseman Show. I was done with the 80 hours a week for no pay. I was done.
Right.
He called me. He called me and said, hey, I want you to come sit in this chair. Are you ready to come back? And I thought, you know what? This is my life's passion. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. So for you to sit there and tell me anything it's meaningless to me. Like,
Right.
you could sit there and say 14 people should be in this chair other than me, and it won't move me out the chair.
Right. Hey, man, I want to give some flowers to Tanika Harrington and Jacqueline and Jerry Marie, Patrice Smith. Man, all these women, the Beautiful Red, all these people helped me rebrand the platform, and we're going to be competitive in 2023. I mean, we're putting together so much. We're putting together
with air.
We putting together so much for the community. We're gonna be competitive in the podcast space going forward. You have that seat right there for now, but it won't be this way in the next year or so. I believe that Southside Cheiff Emmanuel will expand.
Who's gonna be here?
I mean, I think that it's going to be an expansion. I mean, you have to expand. I mean, you can't keep this format going. I mean, like I said, I got people that's willing to pay right now from St. Paul. And if I'm talking money, I can't see, and being a liaison, I got people that want to pay right now, whatever it costs to be on the platform. They just don't know how to get in touch with you guys because for whatever reason, I don't know if it's a website, whatever it is, but they willing to pay. And
it's really tough to get a hold of people these days, I know.
I'll be a perfect liaison to be able to funnel people from St. Paul to Live on Lake Street. And some people want to be on the platform. They just don't want you interviewing them because they don't want to waste their time. Because some people you do give professional interviews to, and then some people you're just looking for salacious clickbait content, bro, which is your thing, which is cool. It's just not my thing. That's not our thing. It doesn't move the culture forward. Yeah. It's Jake Faircloth. It's your signature. There's nothing wrong with that.
You're wrong.
It's absolutely correct.
It's so funny. No, it's funny to me, your perception. Listening to your perception of me and this platform in front of my face is so crazy to me because that is so far from the truth. And it lets me know that and you already told me, you don't watch the episodes.
I just named at least 10 episodes that I watched.
But you don't watch, no, you named one. And then you told me another one that you watched all you could handle.
So I didn't say Nakara.
Yep.
I didn't say I watched that one.
Yeah, that was about episode 3. We've done 200.
I mean, what else do you want
We
me
didn't
to
even
say?
know what this platform was going to be when we did that interview.
What do you want me to say, brother? I mean, I don't watched a lot of episodes, but I'm not finna I mind my own business. Shout out to digitalflyers.com. It's the the biggest flyer directory in the world.
I think you're missing my point.
What's the point?
The point is that everything that you just said is inaccurate, and that shows in the episodes. I give everybody a professional episode. Everybody gets a professional interview. I'm not searching for salacious shit. I don't have to search for it. If it's there, it's there.
I mean, I just watched the episode.
And that's not who I am or what I am.
You just did an interview with Jack Bentley, and in some point of that interview, he had made a comment of the free world, and you just got to talking crazy. But it's your thing. It's your thing, like you were saying.
Right, but that's authentically me. That's not me looking for salacious shit. That's me not.
But that's what I said. It's your signature. It's you.
That's not my signature. That doesn't happen every episode.
I'm saying that's why I said there are some people who get a professional episode, a professional interview from you, like the Brady D. You get I mean, it depends on what they look like sometimes with you, maybe. But some people get a professional episode with you, and some people get the bull. And I mean, don't nobody want that. I mean, it depends. I mean, when Hollywood was up here, brother, you talked to her about absolutely nothing for 13 minutes. No one got to know more about her music. No one knows what her Instagram is. No one knows what her Twitter is. As a journalist, you're supposed to lead the conversation and open up the floor for people to know. When I left that interview of listening to Hollywood, I knew nothing more about her.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay.
You came up here and talked to Taylor Rouge about what? What did you promote?
That Taylor interview was great.
Oh, my God. I mean, it just depends. Now, if you think that's great, cool. Now, that's some people that get good interviews from.
How was your interview with her?
I never got one.
Oh, damn.
I never got one. And shout out to Taylor Rouge. Taylor Rouge, I would love to have an interview from you. I mean, whatever that means. But I mean, I have a relationship with her. You know what I mean? I have a relationship with her. So it's like, so I don't really know. I'm not trying to. We all know who's bigger. We don't have to.
You keep saying it. I don't give a fuck.
We don't have to go there. They know who's bigger. Yeah. The city. I'm the face of my city.
That's great.
I don't know if you're the face of your city.
That's great.
You ain't doing spelling bees. I don't know what you're doing.
How'd you like the spelling bee?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
How was that?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay.
But I seen what they were doing, and they're doing something, and they're pushing the culture forward.
You sure got a lot of opinions on shit that you don't actually watch.
Because I'm minding my own business. Shout out to digitalflyers.com, the largest flyer directory in the world.
What's your favorite podcast in the world?
I like Earn Your Leisure, stuff that's gonna push my people forward.
That's your favorite?
Absolutely.
You listen every week?
I don't listen every week.
Who's the greatest journalist on the planet?
Georgia Fort.
On the planet.
Georgia Fort out of St. Paul is the greatest journalist in the world. That's who I watch every day. That's who I check on every day. That's who I try to sharpen my sword with. That's who I watch every day. That's who I hope I get to work with every day. That's who I shadow. That's who I try to make proud. I do not try to make you proud. When I do not care about your opinions. I don't care about any of these other things. But look, we were probably already talking. I got precious time. I'm running for mayor in 2040. Jake, man, it's been a pleasure sitting down with you. My name is Prince Kumi. Prince Kumi live on all platforms. PrinceKumilive. I think I just took over Jake Faircloth show.
Yeah. Another episode of Live on Lake Street. I'm Jake Faircloth. Move on my camera. Follow me everywhere at Jake Faircloth 1.
It ain't that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. I made a few plays off a flip, now I'm on top. I'm Southside Cheiff, homie, yeah. What you know about it? Lake Street legend CEO, not the co-founder. What you wanna know about me? I'm so churched up, I'm the last man standing, but I went first up. Most hated, they don't say it when I roll up. The things that people say about me, they don't say close up. Check it.